Hey guys, welcome to the Sports Plus Life Podcast, episode number 48. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's today's the date, the 25th of May, which is Memorial Day, and it's a little somber day, especially for myself and my family, because yesterday we lost our our grandmother, our abuelita nena is what we called her, and it was a little rough, because as all of grandmothers, abuelitas in general, are pretty much like the big glue of the family. They keep a big part of the families um, attached, and it's kind of it stings. It stings, especially being so far away from her. She's in Mexico at the time. We haven't been able to see her, say goodbye to her. We don't think we'll be able to. But in a day like today, when we honor people, who who protected this country, represented this country, and was never able to return home. That's what today's about: is honoring those people, you know, who were never able to make it home. Um, protecting our country, and it's a little difficult, of course. I've stated so many times on this podcast how how mentally strong I am, how strong I am mentally. This is gonna hurt for a while. This is the unfortunate part of life, is we all have to go through. Um, is loss, death. I mean, I've said this before. There's so many, a lot of guarantees. There's not very many guarantees. The only thing you guarantee is death and taxes. And we just have to, and eventually time heals all wounds, and it's still fresh. It's still very fresh, and only time will tell what's going to happen from here on out. But the only thing I have is, don't be afraid to answer that call from your mom. I answer all my mom's calls. And reason being is stuff like this. I don't know, why she's calling. I always have to know. Whether it's like, hey, hey, bring me food. Hey, did you eat yet? Whether she's going to yell at me. I expect everything from my mother. But I always answer her call because she needs me. Then she's my only parent. And so those of you, I don't know how far this will reach, who will listen, who will watch on YouTube or wherever, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen or watch it to. Time is precious. You don't know how much time you actually have on this earth. With a pandemic going on, that's just one of those things. It just was, this one. Take this as a learning opportunity. You don't know how much time you have left on this earth. Just when your parent calls, just answer the damn call. They're gonna yell at you, whatever. Obviously, I just don't look at the phone. Be like, hey, I'll call her back. So you might not get a call back. Obviously, you're very, very busy. It's gonna be a minute. You can call them back in a minute. That's fine. But just answer the fucking phones. That's all I got. Yeah, it's difficult. It's a difficult time for my family because, for many reasons. All families have issues, and the glue has always been the abuelitas, the grandmothers. And, we'll be okay. We're a strong family. But I just want to take this time, still record a podcast because, that's Sports Plus Life. The life part of Sports Plus Life of the podcast is, can be great, but it can be very somber. And we just have to learn from we got to learn from these type of situations. And, time's not always on our side. So just live your life. I mean, that's why I'm doing the podcast. I don't know how much time I have left on this world. I don't know, I'm not gonna leave this world regretting not doing what I love, doing what I wanted to do. That's why I stream right now. That's why I Twitch stream. That's why I'm doing the podcast. Because that's what I love. Games, sports, life, talking. That's what I do. And hopefully my end goal will be putting smiles on people's, faces. Not just the 7 or 10 of you that listen, but millions. And that's the end goal. And also making a shitload of money. It just is what it is. That's what I want to do. Make a shitload of money, and to where my mom doesn't have to worry about anything. We could take care of her. She doesn't have to work. All she has to do is take care of her grandbaby. That's a goal. So it's not about me. This really hasn't ever been about me. It's been about everybody else. So, but yeah, still fresh, still within 24 hours of my grandma passing away, and we'll love her very much, and we'll miss her, and we'll try to do her proud. So sports happened this weekend. And a couple things happened. 3 big things happened. So Bundesliga is back, like I mentioned before. The match, I think is what it's called. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Tiger Woods, and Phil Mickelson played in a charity golf tournament, kind of charity golf event, which is very entertaining, very fun to watch, actually. And I don't sit there and watch golf. I'll watch golf. I'll watch a little bit. I'll learn. But I don't sit there and watch it, but it was very, very entertaining. Also, something I didn't watch was AEW. Double or Nothing, I think is what it's called. So it's been like a year of its inception of AEW from last year. So I think a very good year for AEW. And it's going to go up from here, especially when fans return. Which, by the way, fans in wrestling, looks like WWE's been bringing fans tonight. So here in a couple hours, in a few hours, there are going to be fans in the stands for their event tonight, which I believe is going to be at the Performance Center. I'm not 100% sure. I'm more than likely pretty sure that's where it's going to be. Other thing we're definitely going to talk about, it's a different, like if you missed on the last Sports Plus Live podcast, you guys saw me rant about Michael Jordan being the GOAT. There's no doubt about he's the GOAT. Conor McGregor tweeted this week that he is one of the GOATs. And he'll be the GOAT when it's all said and done. Definitely, I'm going to talk about that first. Because in order to be the GOAT, you have to at least be, be the champion, I guess. And I think you have to at least defend your championship if you're the GOAT. He's won, he likes to say, he likes to call himself the champ. So he won the UFC lightweight title against Eddie Alvarez. I have it pulled up here. I wasn't going to pull anything up. I was going to kind of go off the top of my head because, different episode, just different timing. But let's take a look here. So he beat Eddie Alvarez, what was it? For the lightweight championship, November 2016. Then he ends up, 2016, 2018. In between there, I think is when he fought McGregor, I believe. Let me take a look here. I think that's when he fought McGregor. Yeah, he fought McGregor August 2017. What? He fought Mayweather. God, I'm all fucked up. He fought Mayweather, and he lost that fight, obviously. Then he's lost his next MMA bout, which is 2018, October 2018, against Khabib Nurmagomedov. That's when he got caught with the neck crank, lost, tapped out. Then he came back and fought Donald Calbers in January. Was it January? It was January. and knocked him out obviously in 40 seconds. There are rumors. I don't know if it's confirmed. Ariel Helwani posted it, so there's got to be some sort of truth to it. July 4th, I think, is what they said. Which I don't know why they would have an event on July 4th, but July 4th is the what they said that. Take a look here. Yeah, July 4th will be the event headlined by Conor McGregor and Kamaru Usman for the welterweight championship. Now, sure, I think Conor has done a great job of putting himself in these situations. Then he sells a lot of tickets. He knows how to, he knows how to work the mic. He knows how to talk. But when we get down to the nitty gritty, there's nothing about him says GOAT. Nothing about him says he's the greatest of all time. Because he put him in these type of positions. Kamaru Usman will maul Conor McGregor. You're talking about a much bigger fighter. You're talking about a much stronger fighter. I mean, you're talking about just an African beast. You guys saw the type of punishment he was taken by Colby Covington. He was eating a lot of good shots too. And he walked right through it. Kept walking through it. Ended up mauling Colby Covington and beat him up. Now, Conor McGregor is a good striker. I'll give him that for sure. A great striker in the sense that he throws great punches. He's a good sniper. He's a sniper, so to speak. The one thing I don't think he'll be able to contend with is that wrestling. Now, we'll talk about this when the time comes. If the time comes, if that's really the fight that's going to happen. We're not going to worry about that right now. We're talking about what he tweeted. And I don't remember what he tweeted, but I'm pretty sure he named GSP number one pound-for-pound fighter. Conor McGregor second. Anderson Silva third, or maybe been flipped around like that. Maybe Anderson Silva, Conor, St. Pierre, John Jones, Demetrius Johnson are the best pound-for-pound fighters. Those other four fighters he mentioned defended their titles a minimum 11 times, which I think John Jones, if I'm not mistaken, defended his... Take a look here. I think I have it pulled up. No, I don't. Defended his 14 times? 15 times? So if we're talking about GOATs, I don't think there's any doubt that John Jones... We're talking strictly fighting. We're not talking extracurricular shit, whatever. Strictly fighting. John Jones is the number one pound-for-pound fighter. Pound-for-pound GOATs. He's lost once, and that was a silly decision. Silly disqualification decision. And I think at the time, what is it? It wasn't Yamasaki. Steve Mazzagatti. I believe was the one reffing that fight. I just don't see anybody else touching John Jones right now. Yeah, we could talk about the drug charges, the cocaine, the PEDs, the picograms, the drunk driving, and all that type of shit. The shooting the gun in downtown Albuquerque. But let's take a look at McGregor then. If we're going to talk about extracurricular here. I mean, he's smashing phones in Miami. He's punching old men in bars. Supposedly cheating on his old lady. No one's an angel here. Is what it is. If you put Conor McGregor in your top 5, you just don't know the concept of MMA. You don't get how that shit works. You're not the best pound-for-pound fighter just because you're good on the mic and you sell some tickets. You're a great entertainer, for sure. You might be one of the best entertainers, right under Floyd Mayweather. I'll definitely give you that one, Chief. You've also had that L to Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, the Khabib Nurmagomedov. You don't do well against grapplers. Chad Mendes gave you fits. Chad Mendes tired out. Took that fight on short notice. Gotcha. So for Conor McGregor to put himself in the GOAT status, as at least even second. He probably has to win a championship, defend it 10, 11 times. And then we'll start talking about GOAT status. He's not a GOAT. That's just it. I mean, nothing else matters. Championships matter. That's championship. Has he won the championship twice? Sure. Did he ever defend those? Nope. It's the same thing. Matt Hughes, one of the greatest welterweights to ever live. By the way, one of the best. Beat St. Pierre. We're talking about GOAT statuses. He always said, you're not a true champion unless you successfully defend the championship. And I couldn't agree more. Conor McGregor's never successfully defended his championship. Did he successfully defend his Cage Warriors championship that he won before he jumped ship for the UFC? So, I mean, what are we talking here? We're talking about GOATs, or we're talking about wolf tickets, as the Diaz brothers used to say. So it's very obvious, someone like myself who follows MMA, who follows the fight game. Let's start putting two and two together. Conor McGregor starts tweeting. People love to see, especially someone like ESPN. ESPN loves, and I've said this on the podcast before. ESPN loves McGregor. ESPN loves LeBron. ESPN loves Tom Brady. Everything revolves around those three guys. You go look, go check it out. I mean, they love that type of shit, and then it gets this type of attention. But let's start putting two and two together here. Conor McGregor started tweeting this weekend, blah, 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 I'm a GOAT, blah, 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 I'm a GOAT. Next thing you know, there's a fight announcement, not officially, that Kamaru Usman and Conor McGregor will be headlining an event. God, I hope my fucking phone is straight because it doesn't look like it is, but we're going to go with it. That's how we're going to go. Crooked camera. Hold on. I'm going to check real quick. Oh, fuck. I think we're okay. It doesn't matter. At this point, it doesn't matter. Tweets out all this nonsense. I'm the GOAT. I'm going to be one of the GOATs, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Then it comes out the fight announcement or the tweet of there's a possibility of fight going on. Kamaru Usman versus Conor McGregor for the welterweight championship. So what are we really doing here? What's really going on? Conor McGregor starts tweeting. People start talking. There's a fight announcement coming probably soon. He's selling tickets. He's an entertainer. I just said, pound for pound, one of the best entertainers you've ever seen. That's what he's doing. He's buying into the fact, and I've always said this. I don't knock Conor McGregor as a fighter. He's done a lot of things for the sport. He's taken fights he probably shouldn't have, and he just fought. And he's done it, and he just fights. That's the thing about Conor McGregor. That sets himself apart from a lot of guys. He knows how to talk, but he also goes in there and he does his best to back that shit up. He's only lost twice in the UFC. And he sells a lot of tickets for that company. Makes a lot of money for that company. And making a lot of money for himself as well in the process. So mad props to him in that. But you're not a GOAT. And he's selling tickets. I mean, it is what it is. He's selling tickets. I mean, there's not much else to it. He's just selling tickets. Kamaru Usman is a tough individual. We saw him out-wrestle, out-grapple, beat the shit out of Tyrone Woodley, 170 pounds for the championship belt. Then he comes out and he beats the brakes off of Kobe Covington in a 5-round battle at 170 pounds. Conor McGregor is a 145-pound champ. Has fought a 155-pound champ. Now he's trying to move up to 170. This might be deep waters for Conor McGregor. He's better hope that his punching power is enough, because we all know that grappling against someone as strong as Kamaru Usman. We saw what happened against Khabib Nurmagomedov. Let's just be real here, okay? Let's be real. Conor McGregor has his work cut out for him, if this fight is even true. I still don't know. I still think it should be Jorge Masvidal versus Kamaru Usman. I think Jorge Masvidal done enough to put himself in that conversation. But of course, someone like Kamaru Usman wants that money. Let's be honest. Let's just be real here. Kamaru Usman wants money. He's always said this before. I'd take that fight against Conor McGregor. If you're looking for money, then yeah, go ahead and do it. Is it going to cement him as one of the best 170-pound champions, being a 145 champ? Fuck no, it's not. But you got your check. You better hope you get this fight. You better hope you win this fight. Because he doesn't win this fight, that's it for Kamaru Usman. You're not going to see anything about him afterwards. It just is what it is. No one gives... I'll be honest with you, even though Kamaru Usman's a 170-pound champ, I don't hear anyone really talking about him, being like, oh, he's my favorite. Oh, I'd watch this guy. No. You go 170 pounds. It's Jorge Masvidal. It's Nate Diaz. Still Cowboy. Still even Showtime Pettis. No one sits there and talking about Kamaru Usman and be like, oh, I'd see that fight. I'd see Kamaru Usman fight this. No. So Conor McGregor has to do a big part of selling these tickets. He just has to do his part. Is what it is. So this is true. Props to Conor, props to Kamaru Usman. You're getting paid. You better hope you win this fight. But to end this segment, end this part of the podcast, Conor McGregor's no go. Even if he wins this championship, he's no go. I'm not gonna put him in the GOAT status. Kidding me? Okay. So let's see who would be. Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight championship, and Eddie Alvarez, we had like 10, 12, 13 years on him. Fighting career, probably has CTE. You beat Jose Aldo, sniped him, good job, 13 seconds, props, but never defended the championship. Never gave Jose Aldo a rematch, or never got the rematch with Jose Aldo. Never even, never defended at the time, Abid Nurmagomedov was a champion when they fought. So, it is what it is. I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed with it. End of debate. Jon Jones is a GOAT. This is my GOAT. All right, this is my GOAT. Top 5. Jon Jones, Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre, Demetrius Johnson. I don't even have a 5th. I'll probably even go Matt Hughes. No, Randy Couture. Matt Hughes, Randy Couture. Just leave it at that. There were a couple fight announcements. So there was a couple fights announced. Take a look here. Put good fights. UFC upcoming schedule. Let me take a look at this here. There is. Where's it at? Many units will be fighting. Whatever. Let's see here. What is this one? So June 6th, Amanda Nunes will be fighting. Where is the other one? There's supposed to be one coming up soon in Vegas. I gotta find it now. I got to find it. I should go here. Gotta go MMAJunkie.com. They're a little lame. John Morgan in there. Does John Morgan still do MMA Junkie? I believe he does. By the way, I didn't talk about this last Sports Buzz Live podcast, and I kind of want to mention it. Shout out to Joe Rogan for securing the bag, as the kids would say. 100 milli for the Spotify deal. 100 milli for a podcast. He's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. The guy just talking about what he loves to talk about, smokes weed, says his opinion, gets paid grips. Doesn't come without grind, though. He's done all these UFC events. He has experience. He's a comedian, so he does a lot of other things. Props. 100 milli, securing the bag. That's goals for me. If I get 100 million from Spotify, don't talk to. I'm leaving. Like after that, I'm done doing all that. Where the hell is it? It's really bothering the shit out of me. Oh, Frankie Edgar versus Pedro Munoz, 135 pounds, UFC, July 11th. I love that fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight. I think Joseph Benavidez will be fighting Figueiredo rematch. for I think for the vacant flyweight championship. In the bantamweight championship, which is just which is vacant now because Henry Cejudo's retirement. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but shout out to Henry Cejudo for retiring. Looks like he's done, man. Doesn't look like it's gonna be one of those things where he's like, yeah, it's a leverage for the UFC. Although there's rumors of him fighting this summer, who knows? Chookagian, what's her name? Chookagian, just fought, lost to my old lady, Valentina Shevchenko. Chookagian will be fighting her sister Antonia Shevchenko, I think is her name, Antonia Shevchenko. Will be fighting her sister. I don't know if that's a good idea, man. Because of the inside info, this is what she offered. This is what I studied. She's probably already been studying you longer than you've been studying her. I don't know. Shout out to her. We'll see. She's an up and comer. Antonia Shevchenko. I can't remember her name, but Shevchenko's sister, Valentina Shevchenko, my sister-in-law. We'll be fighting that soon. And then Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker targeted for June 27th. So we're about a month away from that. Very exciting fight. Especially in the lightweight division, that could have championship implications. So we'll see what happens there. The fight I was talking about will be tough fight. Jessica Evil Eye versus Cynthia Calvillo. Couple mommies fighting. Listen, I'm trying to. They're beautiful ladies. They are fit, as I like to say in England, the UK. They are fit ladies. That's going to be a good fight. June 13th, it looks like it's going to be the main event. So we're just a few weeks out from that one. I'm trying to think if I missed anything. Those are the big ones that I want to talk about. But yeah, it looks like... So John Jones and Francis Ngannou looks like they were ready to fight. And all of a sudden, John Jones was like, well, they don't... UFC didn't think I'm worth of a heavyweight fight. A lot of people want to watch it. And I'm sure Dana White is willing to put on the fights that the people want to watch, but there's a lot more to it other than just, okay, here, you sign here, you sign here. No, there's money involved. John Jones is the GOAT, one of the best ever to fight. He definitely is going to want money. And Francis Ngannou is going to want money. He's one of the scariest heavyweights right now in the world. They sell a lot of tickets. Now, the thing about it is now, they're talking about just pay-per-view buys. It's different now. Who knows when we'll be able to have a crowd, for a fight like that. I think that's what you ought to wait for is a crowd. So we'll see what happens there. Lyman Good, by the way, Lyman Good, just reading right here, trying to take a look, will face Bilal Muhammad, who was supposed to be a fight not that long ago, but if you guys don't remember, Lyman Good got infected with the COVID-19 disease, tested positive for it. Looks like he's good to go. He was in good spirits. They talked to him on ESPN, I think not too long ago. It's good to go. But that's it. A bunch of different little stuff going on that I'm excited for. So MMA is in full swing. More and more fights are being booked. Also, speaking of fights, Mike Tyson is rumored to be offered $20 million plus to come back and fight bare knuckle boxing. Bare knuckle fighting, I think is what it is. Bare knuckle boxing. Bare knuckle fighting? BKF? See what happens. I think Vito Belfort just signed for them, right? Vito Belfort, Thiago Alves, a couple of bangers. They've rumored Mike Tyson against Vanderlei Silva. Older dudes. Why not? Let them bang it out. I wouldn't pass that up for a few milli. By the way, Mike Tyson looks good. He's looking shredded. Saw him at the A&W event this weekend. Took his shirt out. Was ready to fight. He's ready to scrap. He's used to the wrestling world. If you got to remember, back in 1990, was it 7 or 8? He boxed, or he was involved in an angle between Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels' Generation X. Started at Royal Rumble that year, then went on to the WrestleMania. So he's used to the entertainment side. So we'll see. Who knows with shit like that? Who knows with older fighters? At first, it doesn't sound like, I don't know if it's going to be still Evander Holyfield as a exhibition. So who knows? Because the real deal Evander Holyfield has been training too. We'll see what happens. But that's it. Good fighting stuff going on. I haven't heard much about boxing I don't know when boxing or if boxing will come. Las Vegas will be opening up soon, so you're definitely gonna start looking at more boxing fights coming up. Obviously, with no fans right now, UFC will be put on the first fight next week, and I think that's gonna be the Tyron Woodley Gilberto Burns fight next week, the 30th. Maybe boxing next. We'll see. This weekend, though, yesterday to be exact, we were watching the amidst all craziness that was going on. I was still watching it was Tiger Woods and Peyton Manning against Phil Mickelson and Tom Brady. Very entertaining. I watched most of the holes. I went and got food in between. Did watch most of the holes, and Peyton Manning, man, that fool can swing a club. He has a little bit more time now, swing clubs, hit the links, Tom Brady looked pretty bad for I don't know, was it 10 holes? 10 holes, I think is what it was, something like that. I don't even know if he hit a fairway. It wasn't that good, but he did probably hit the shot of the day. I think it was on 12. I think it was his approach shot, and just nailed it. I don't know if it's his approach shot or he parred it, but he nailed it, man. Over the pin, bunk, backspin right into the cup. Pretty good shot. It was a pretty good shot. Albeit, I know Brady fans aren't going to stop replaying that. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Is that how the song goes? It doesn't even matter because Peyton Manning and Tiger Woods took the event. But ultimately, the main goal to raise money for COVID-19 relief, and $22 million was raised from various athletes, various sponsors, donors, and just in general. $22 million was raised, and pretty good stuff. Very, very cool stuff. And they did a good job. It was very entertaining, very fun to watch. Peyton Manning's a very funny dude. Talks all this shit. They all talk shit. It was really cool, but it was just four homies just playing golf is all it was. But they're good golfers too, so very entertaining. I wouldn't mind seeing something like this too. Maybe even throw Michael Jordan in there. You know what I'm saying? Throw a Jordan, Tiger Woods, and then you throw in what? What's his name? The tall fucker, Koepka. Let's make it colorful. Make it all black. Somebody. Maybe throw in George Lopez. There's some kid me. I'd love to see that type of shit. But Justin Timberlake, he's a good golfer. Tony Romo is a good golfer. He went and tried to go pro. There's a lot of different options there. Let's raise some money. Very, very cool. Very entertaining to watch. Soccer went on. Bundesliga went on. I think next week will be the big. I think it is. But I gotta go double check here. Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund, which I think they both won their fights. Look where I'm at. They both won their games this weekend. I did watch half of the Borussia, the Bayern Munich. They ended up winning 4-2, 5-2, or something like that. Where's it at? There it is. Scores. There's that. Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund, 10:30 a.m., 5:26. What is it? Tomorrow. Man, I guess I'll watch it during work. I got to work tomorrow. It's on tomorrow. Boo! I'm not calling. Shh, everyone, shut up. But yeah, they did win. Let's see, Sunday. Saturday. 2-0 Borussia Dortmund over Wolfsburg, and then 5-2 Munich over Frankfurt. The big news is kind of Timo Werner scoring bangers. Who does he play with? Red Bulls. Timo Werner had a hat trick this weekend. Timo Werner is kind of vicious. Got to keep your eye out for him. But yeah, it's Bundesliga. People are still in talk. Sounds like the Premier League will be coming back. I think green light for June 12th, but I think they're pushing for June 26th. A little bit later, get everyone back together. They're playing the second phase of contact football, contact soccer. So, and then La Liga will be coming back here pretty soon, as well as the Italian league. So, but how they're going to play the game is not 100% sure yet. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're traveling and doing all this stuff. But yeah, that's it. A lot of different stuff going on. We'll definitely get to it in the next Sports Life podcast episode number 49, getting close to the episode number 50. Very special episode for me. We'll get to it when we need to, but that's it. That's all I have for you today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. A bunch of little different things I had to talk about, get off my chest. And thank you guys so much for listening. If you've gotten all the way to this point, find me on YouTube, Sports Plus Life. Find me at Twitch, MRAKACO. I'll be streaming, I think 5 times this week. And then MRAKACO on Twitter and Instagram. And then Sports Plus Life on Twitter and Instagram. And then we'll see. I think I'm going to switch my TikTok. Remember, I was like, oh, TikTok. I'm done with it. But I might do some of my cool highlights from my Twitch on the TikTok. We'll see. I'm still working on it. There's a lot of shit going on right now. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. And I want to end this like my abuelita would do it. Every time we talked to her on the phone or every time I saw her, she said it with a big smile. I always give her a kiss in the cheek. And she would say, Los quiero mucho. Cuídense, por favor, mis hijos. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later.